Welcome back, warriors. Thanks for tuning in again for another episode on Power Over Pink. In today's show, I'll be talking about tattoo bumps. Have you ever experienced them, and what can you do to get rid of them? I just may have found the cure, so stick with me and we'll get right to it. All right, warriors, let's talk tattoos. I know that I cannot be the only one who decided to celebrate my win over cancer by getting a beautiful piece of artwork to remind myself of what I've been through. So I got this piece of artwork. It says, "I'm here," and some beautiful flowers, because flowers is my thing. And I love the piece. It was just what I wanted. And then about 3 months after I got it, I developed a rash, and I'm telling you, this rash was awful. It itched to the pit of my soul. No matter what I did to scratch it, it made it worse. It started on the center of this flower and kind of went from flower to flower, which was super duper weird. But my tattoo almost looked 3D, and it was terrible. So I asked a good friend of mine who has much more tattoos than me. This is not my first, it's my seventh. I have had other tattoos that were gray, and black and white, color, all the shades in between, and I've never had a reaction. So I was like, well, maybe they changed the ink. Maybe the ink is, toxic, or maybe because I went through chemo, I'm more sensitive. So my friend also said that this is very common. She has other tattoos that some get them and some don't, and then it itches. And she said that it is the ink reacting to the heat. And I live in Florida, it was very hot, and that it's almost a chemical reaction. And I was like, what the heck? I've never heard of that. I wish I had known. Then I probably wouldn't have gotten a tattoo. What in the world? So anyway, I went to the internet, as we always do, to learn as much as possible, right? Because we want to know what's happening in our bodies, and it's up to us to find out, because there's lots of opinions out there, but your own body. So I did my research, and turns out that a lot of ink has heavy metals in the tattoo ink. And I thought, well, that makes sense that I'd be having a reaction, because I'm actually allergic to lots of metals. I can't wear costume jewelry without breaking out. So I thought, okay, so if it's heavy metals and the ink reacting to the heat of summer, I live in Florida, it's hotter than the surface of the sun. So it made sense that my tattoo was reacting, because, when I got it, it was cool outside. And so it was probably about 3 months after getting it that this began. So I was like, okay, so if it's heavy metals, I could probably do a detox. So I'm doing all this research and all this information gathering about detoxing my body, trying to get the rest of the chemo out and the radiation out. So I am eating clean and trying to avoid certain things. So I was already kind of on this path and had these things on hand. So I thought, it couldn't hurt, to give it a try. So my very smart mother had told me about the benefit of castor oil. So I had this castor oil on hand because I'm having lots of GI issues ever since the chemo. Chemo destroys our GI system, and I was just trying to get it even functioning again. And so I was trying to do this castor oil. So castor oil has been around forever and ever. Your great-great-grandparents used it, your grandparents, and then we just kind of forgot. And so the benefit of this, I'll let you do your own research. It is overwhelming, the benefits of this. So look into it. If you're going to listen to my advice today and get you some castor oil, avoid castor oil that is not organic, number one. And number two, it has to be in a glass bottle, because the idea of castor oil is it actually pulls toxins out. And so if it's pulling, it's going to pull plastic from the bottle. And then you don't want to be putting a benefit to your body that's also full of plastics, because then you're going to be exposed to the xenoestrogens that translates into. There will be an episode on xenoestrogens coming, but anyway, xenoestrogen is environmental toxins from things like plastics and fragrances and things that we're exposed to, that our body takes in, and it translates into estrogen. And as breast cancer survivors, you need to know everything you can about estrogen and how to avoid them. So anyway, no plastic. So glass bottle is the way to go. This one is Queen of Thrones. I got it on Amazon, and it comes with certain bundles where you can get these castor oil packs. And so I actually had this one that I had got from Amazon. Cute little side. The white side is the side you put the castor oil on, put a good thick layer, apply it to your abdomen, use the stretchy part to really secure it, and then you can also use a heating pad to further accelerate the toxins being pulled out. And so I have been doing that. My castor oil pack for my GI also came with a castor oil pack for your breast. And so I'll let you do your own research on that as well, how it can help pull toxins from our breast tissue. And so I had these on hand and I thought, well, that's kind of the perfect size for my tattoo. So anyway, I put a bit of castor oil on the center of my pack here, and then I would put it directly onto my tattoo like this, and then I would take something like a bandana and really wrap it and really look like a warrior. Anyway, I would tighten it down because unfortunately if castor oil gets on your clothes, it's a goner. So you want to keep it nice and secure so it's not getting onto your furniture or your clothing. But anyway, I would do this every day, which realistically was about 5 days a week because life, and I would wear it for 30 minutes sometimes while I was getting ready for the day, and if I was going to be home for the day, I'd wear it for maybe an hour. Anyway, I did this pretty religiously. And then I also know the benefit of castor oil and frankincense. And so I had some frankincense oil on hand. My local store actually sells Young Living frankincense, which is very expensive but very pure. And so I just put like 1 or 2 drops of this in with the castor oil. Hindsight, I don't think you need the frankincense for this to work, but it's beneficial. So I just thought I would put it in there too. So anyway, I did that. And in about a week and a half into this process, I noticed that the bumps were kind of going down a little bit. Not as raised, not as inflamed, and the itching was still there, but not as intense. And then I started seeing like little patches of hard skin, like a scab almost. And when I would scratch those little areas, these little black pieces of what I assume is metal actually came out of my tattoo. And so I have a picture of it. I'll show you. It looked like just a tiny little black seed. And so then when this started, it started in this flower, went to this flower, went to this flower, and then a little bit down here. And that's exactly how it healed, was in the flower that it started in. And so anyway, if it's the heat that caused this to happen, when this flared up, it was in the middle of summer. I live in Florida. It is very, very hot. And so to see healing in the middle of summer showed me that it was working, which compelled me to keep going. So I did this for about 3 weeks, maybe 3.5 weeks. And then I'm telling you guys, it is completely smooth as butter. No inflammation, no itching, no redness, no nothing. Like it's completely gone. And so it's still hot here. So if the chemical reaction was still going to happen, I still fully believe that it would be. We'll see going forward. If it changes, I'll update this video, but I don't think it will because the high yesterday was 85, and in Florida, it's still, hot for at least another month here. And so for it to be completely healed in the middle of summer tells me that it worked. So get you some castor oil, get you some packs, and get that on your tattoo, because the reason I wanted to share with you guys is because I know that a lot of us are fans of tattoos, and I know a lot of people have decided to get mastectomy tattoo cover-ups, which I plan on doing if I had to do that route, just to make a scar something beautiful. And so for me, I wanted this tattoo to be reminded every time I look at my arm what God's brought me through and where I've gone and what I've come through and all these teaching me. And so this is the arm that I like to praise and worship with. So every time I worship him, I'm reminded that I'm here. I'm still here. And I feel like all I want to do is share as much knowledge as I can that he's shown me with you guys. And this is something that is a game changer because, I was like, oh my gosh, I got this beautiful tattoo to remind myself of what I've been through, and now I'm miserable because of it. So it almost felt like a curse. I was like, oh my gosh, why did I do this? But anyway, that is gone. Completely gone, completely healed. Game changer. Get you some castor oil. Because you know what, guys? We have got to stick together. We've got to share what we've found with others, and we've got to fight to thrive. Cancer takes a lot of things from us and changes our body in so many ways. And there are so many things that will never be the same after going through what we've been through. But so many things are better, and so many things can change and be healed. So may you be healed, maybe you encouraged, and yeah, let's just stick together. If you've had any other experiences, let me know. If you have any questions, let me know. Anyway, see you guys soon on our next episode. God bless you.